Alright, we're here with more Pauper. This is the Obzon, excuse me, this is the Mardu artifact deck. I've seen it around a couple times. I don't think I've seen it like this, though. This is a little difficult to build, or I found it difficult to build. There's quite a few options to do it, and there's cards in here I've never seen anyone play before, namely Cranial Ram. So with this card, it's just, the other was it Cranial Plating or whatever. It's just a living weapon version of it, and it does get one toughness as well, but that don't really matter. With this card, every creature you have is a lot more scary, and I really want my creatures to fly. It's already kind of hard enough to get it in play, let it not die, and then have this as well for it to be scary. So all of my creatures, for the most part, fly except this one. This might not even belong in here. I see it all over the place. It does make an artifact. It's good with Court Skyfisher. But I don't know. You could maybe drop the white entirely and just add more red and black creatures. Something like that. There's a creature under the synthesizer as well. So Court Skyfisher bounces things. It can bounce lands, but you're probably going to be bouncing Ichor Wellsprings, synthesizers, inspectors, even familiar, right? Now, there's a lot of things that are fine to bounce here. We got things to sacrifice artifacts, Voltic Surge, Annihilating Glare. Tithing Blade is another really good thing to bounce with this. It's probably a little difficult to craft with it, though. We could see that being an issue. Also, Volt Scourge is just a 1/1 lifelink. It doesn't do anything too crazy unless I have Cranial Ram, so I'm not terribly excited about this card. It's probably like the weakest creature in the deck because it doesn't really do anything until I have like this. So this is what it looks like to start. Again, kind of hard for me to build. Every time I thought it was done, I was at like 72 cards, and I'm like, oh man, what do I take out? What do I add? It's a tough one. There's a lot of options. I guess that's a good thing, but this is what I started with, so let's see how this works. Well, it has a wide range of things. Whoa, what does that do? Okay. It's a dog warrior. Oh, what does this do? Attacks alone? Okay, so this is just mono white 1-drops. Oh, wait, hold on. Opponent has some kind of exalted thing going on here. So Blood Fountain, and then sack the Blood Token, or sack the, probably best to sack the Blood Fountain. I'm kind of far from that ever being relevant, and the token can, do something later. Swinging with one is the same as both. Probably smarter to swing with one, just in case something weird happens. Oh wait, no, it's more damage, because it triggers itself. Never mind. Alright, well, looks like we're going to get totally swarmed before I get to play the game. I really wish I had something to do with this black mana. Let's get rid of that. Okay, this is an instant. So hopefully my opponent swings with a single creature again, and then I can kill it. Could buy me some time. Plane Cycling, but it's the 2-mana Plane Cycler. It's not the 1-mana Plane Cycler. Are they running both? Okay, my opponent decided to swing all out. Attacks alone, tap a creature you don't control. Yikes. Alright, let's play this or the synthesizer first. I could play this as well, but it's obviously not going to really do much. Yeah, it's not going to do anything, so I might as well lead with this. Okay, that's kind of funny. Guess I don't have a choice now. Alright, yeah, we're just getting kind of bullied by these white weenie cards here. I'm just gonna take 4 forever. I have a second creature, but I can't double block, and the chain is a-flowing still. I'm losing to cards I've never seen before. That's kind of cool. Opponent gets rid of another giant card. I draw another Inspector. Okay, that's all 3 of them. Yep. Okay, opponent has the redundant copies of everything. Excellent. And I still can't block. Cool. So this and Volt Scourge, I can't pay 2 life for it. And I think I'm just dead anyways. If I get to my next turn, I suppose I have a pretty decent Volt Scourge strategy here. And I will get to my next turn, because it's not like I can't block. And I don't... Okay, it's actually totally fine to do this. Yeah. This is totally fine here. So we have this going now. And I'm going to put it on the Volt Scourge, because if I don't, I kind of die. So let's do that. My opponent has to block it, which means the next attack I have is pretty efficient too, right? Although I might be out of attacks. I don't know. I kind of need my opponent to run out of gas, because, well, I'm out of gas. No, you can definitely swing. No, doesn't really matter what you swing with. I can try to just ignore them for a turn and just fly for lethal over 2 turns. I'm not sure if there's a decision to be made. I'm pretty sure this is the only reasonable attack, right? Yeah, there's nothing else to think about. I'm just taking 5. Oh, opponent, stop having cards. Come on. Ugh. Why are they holding priority? How are they holding priority? Oh, they can pay 3 to just get rid of my... Okay. Now what? Can I do this? No, only as a sorcery. Okay. So, yep, so be it. Okay, I don't know why they're doing it now, but they are. Really no reason to. Well, there is. If I draw, like, Annihilating Glare, there would be a reason to. I'm in no position to... Yeah, we're just doing this. Another Volt Scourge is interesting if I have the time. That does do something. I don't have to block this very turn, which is pretty impactful, I think. Annihilating Glare is good, so I can tap down or kill that. I don't know. Well, we'll lead with this. That's always happening. And then we can sack... Probably kill the tapping thing, because that's, in my opinion, the scariest. And then we can get rid of the synthesizer. And crack this clue. Okay, not terribly exciting. And and it's probably slightly better to put this on than it is to do anything else, so. I'm interested in upkeep sacking these. Okay, it looks like I might stabilize here. This is probably an ideal block, that's why I did it. Probably a good block. Actually, how many basics do I have left? Okay. That could be very good. My opponent kept the card in their hand. What is it? If they cast it in response... I was about to say, if they cast it in response, I lose access to that. Alright, I think I actually turned this game around. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it really... Oh, I forgot to play the land first. It's more damage. I'm done. It's alright. No big deal. Wow. That's a crazy, crazy game. That's completely nuts. I didn't think I was going to get there. I haven't felt like I've needed to mulligan. That's pretty nice. Faithless looting on turn 1? Oh no, what is this? This is the common version too. It's not like the... Slime against humanity? You fiend. You fiend. Alright, at least they don't start showing up until turn 3. Right? Yeah. I would not like to see a second Faithless looting, that's for sure. Okay. Sure. Ram through in a mountain. I'm not sure what those cards are, like, doing, but, yep, you got it. Let's play... Again, it's good to be mana efficient, so I'm just gonna bounce the Wellspring. I think that's just better. I do need red mana. I don't think I need it super urgently. I do have a Tithing Blade, at least. They have a pretty efficient way of constant... Wait, what? They didn't play a green land. I'm confused. Okay, maybe they're just... I feel like in this exact spot I would have Faithless Looting instead. Yep. Okay, so which one? This one, right? Yeah. It flies and is more damage than this. And if something happens on my artifacts, it costs more mana, so... Making my opponent discard a slime is pretty bad, though. But they will eventually run out of cards, right? It's not like they have too many fancy things going on. That is borderline nonsensical to me. I don't know. Is there something crazy about to happen from the graveyard I'm not understanding? Because they're playing some weird cards alongside the slimes that I don't necessarily agree with. There's really no target for this card, the Surge, other than this. So I guess I'm just sending it there. The slimes are too big. And again, I'm not going to sack the Wellspring. And we can play you. I'm not going to Tithing Blade for no reason. And I have the first slime covered. And after that, it is a problem. Unless I can race it. That's not a slime? Sure, they have a land, though. Okay, well, they found one. Maybe they won't run out of cards, because they have all these, like, 2-minute draw twos. It's pretty neat. Okay, I found a very devastating card. I mean, a second Tithing Blade would have been good, too, so there's a lot of good draws. I don't have to commit anything, so we're just going to do that. That's not really what I wanted. How dare you, deck. It's alright. Actually, I would have liked to have drawn that, not gonna lie. It's all good, though. I have a second slime covered. I don't have a third slime covered. So if they play 2 slimes, they're dead. Because I just surprised 7 damage, right? That is not a slime. But it can make 1, and they can give it haste. You know, I think my opponent was too hung up this game on like drawing and stuff instead of like quickly casting a few early slimes. Could have. It seems like it would have ended in pretty much the same result, though. Honestly. Yeah. All right. I've never seen slimes before in Pauper. If ever it was going to work, I'm sure it would be here. But we come pretty prepared for this, I think. And it takes like up to turn 3 to actually start casting them. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see that. But yeah, they are what we call in the industry Big Dead. Cool deck though. The red definitely, I like the red idea, right? Oh no, wait, isn't that 0? It's just 0. Wait, why is it 1? This is a zombie? Are you serious? It's a zombie. It's a zombie. And then my opponent was done. The greatest deck to ever be invented. Let us lead with this. Alright, Llanowar Elves. I don't know why it's always Llanowar Elves. That's kind of weird. It's kind of very weird. It's always Llanowar Elves. There's the other 2 1-mana elves. Elvish Mystic and Llanowar, not Llanowar, something Avacyn. Pilgrim of Avacyn. Oh, there it is. Alright, they had both. Okay, it's red. It's red. Yep. Something valuable. Okay, that technically works. Alright. We got things going here. Things are going. The wheels are spinning. My opponent offered a trade, which means their hand is very bad. It looks like their hand is very bad. Wow. That's quite surprising, actually. Let's play some Blood Fountains. I'm gonna swing first before something happens to this Volt Scourge. Alright, nothing happened to the Volt Scourge. And then play this, and then Volt Scourge. And then, Landscape for probably doesn't matter. I have enough white. I probably have enough red, so just black. Okay, I've seen this deck before. Or this card before. First day of class. That's not usually what it does. There must be a second Chatterstorm. Which probably means we lose the game. Yeah, I probably just lose now. This is not elves, it's just this. I've seen this a few times. So we take 10, and then I don't really know what to do. I didn't draw the artifact equipment that would get me out of this. So I'm gonna try to stabilize. Seems pretty much impossible, though. Okay, that technically is another blocker. I can also play this twice. That doesn't do anything, though, does it? No, it really doesn't. I guess I will, though. There's nothing else to bounce that makes sense to me, so I might as well. And then I can block. Volt Scourge can double block as well. And I can stabilize. Okay, they didn't draw anything stupid. Good, good. So here, 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 and then I take 4, and I go up to 3. And I am dead until I do something about that. So if I do this, think I'm actually going to do this. It makes a 2-2, right? And I have Tithing Blade. Yeah, this is better than. Okay. Okay, that's, if ever I was going to draw a land, that's when to draw it. Alright, I actually stabilized. That's completely nuts. That's completely nuts. I think I stabilized. I'm not sure they can possibly get out of this. They need a critical mass, otherwise their storm cards are kind of useless. I feel like they should block. Alright, they do. I was about to say, they probably should block. Okay, double, that's fine. Let us craft with Tithing Blade, so I can maybe do stuff that way. And I don't believe I'm gonna blood token away my land, because this costs 4 to activate, and that's a lot of mana. Maybe I wanted to keep the card I just exiled, actually, to be honest with you. I might have wanted to do that. Okay. Annihilating Glare. Alright, let's pick up some Volt Scourges, shall we? I don't really want to blood token away my second one. Alright. Maybe I spoke too soon? I was doing a good job at building up resources. Don't you dare draw another Chatterstorm. Volt Scourge doesn't block too well, so I might just swing with it. I'm going to Annihilating Glare, exiling... I'm not sure what, actually. Maybe a blood token. I'm curious what's under this clue token, though. I could simply sack a land. And I guess I just will, right? I could just sack a land. Yeah, we could just sack a land. I don't even have to sack anything. I could just pay 4, but... I don't need more mana, right? And I will crack this blood token to draw something, because again, I don't need more mana. That's a good draw. I kind of wish I could cast it right now, though. It'd be really nice to be able to cast it right now. Okay, 2 lands. It would be impressive if they got another big storm turn. I am giving them ample time. That is a very good draw, right? I think so. What am I picking up? Picking up Tithing Blade? No, 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 no. I actually don't... Oh, wait, we just pick up the... Inspector, I guess. Okay, I'm never paying 2 life for that, so... We're at 9. Opponent doesn't have it. I think this is it. That might have been my opponent's last opportunity. Might have been their last opportunity. Now I have, like, a lot of life, and it's very hard to kill me. I'm gonna just blood token this land. I could cycle it and blood token what's under it, but that's a lot of mana, and... So I'm gonna leave up this shock. Okay, I can't play in... Alright, so they're dead next turn. I don't have to reveal this. You know what? I should have still cast it. Should have still cast it. It's a creature itself. I just should have cast it. Should have just cast it. Although maybe not. Now my opponent looks like they could have plans to not simply just Chatterstorm. Because it might not be enough to kill me. And they don't see lethal. So they might assume they have another turn. I would love to see them Galvanic Relay. Just to... Okay, now they can make 5 squirrels and kill a blocker. Which is still not enough. Still not enough. Unusual. So now they can't make hasting squirrels. Alright, so it looks like I was right. Either they didn't have it, or they were willing to... Yeah, they must have not had it, or they weren't willing to go for it, because I didn't show them lethal. So there's an element of not casting this. But they also, you know, just full stop, might not have had it. So they don't actually have it. Well, they must have it in hand. They only have 20 cards left in their deck. It's a really good chance they have it in hand, but maybe not. All right, we got there. Yeah, that was a completely insane game, but even with all the time my opponent had in quite literally drawing basically 2/3 of their deck, it's extremely difficult to do it twice. I believe I've only mulliganed once so far. I think only once? It's almost been an hour. I'm not sure. Did I mulligan? I don't even know if I did, actually. I don't know. What is this? Mono blue? Be kind of sketchy. Something's gonna finally end my reign of terror, though. I'm overdue for a loss. Okay, I will attempt a Sky Fisher that seems better than just a familiar. Just run this out. If one of them was going to get answered, I'd rather it be the Sky Fisher that isn't really doing anything. I don't know if I can beat like a blue-black control thing. Could be a huge issue. Right. I can envision this being impossible to beat. Who knows? At least I got rid of a dead card, assuming this doesn't do anything. Of course, why not, right? Well, we won't die to creatures, that's for sure. But maybe my opponent won't either. Wow, I actually do something that's pretty good. Look at that. Look at that. There's no pressure, so... Are they sorting the cards? It looked like they were sorting the cards. Okay, that's just something to target. So I can get rid of this wellspring. Okay, I'm starting to build up some actual pressure. This is... Yep, I can just do this first. I don't know what would change, but... Okay. I really think it's a good idea to cycle this. So I might actually just hold on to this land. Although that's not totally true. But it doesn't help me win the game. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna just hold on to the land. I really need to win this game by like casting more than this, so I'm gonna hold the land here. I'm gonna need more. At least this entire deck is like the same set and there are no surprises. Okay, that's not what I needed. Also not really what I needed. Although, I mean, it's pressure while also, I don't know, drawing a card. Come on. Yep, there's no reason not to cast this. So it's more mana efficient to cycle this than it is Crack the Clue, so I'll just do that. It's the same result. Well, if it wasn't for the draw twos, it'd actually be kind of fine. But they have draw twos. There is nothing I can do about that. There is nothing I can do about that. That was a good draw, so was that. This puts him on a 2-turn clock. Okay. Sure. Don't believe I can one-shot them, but that is a lot of damage. Alright, so they have to kill me this turn? They have to kill me right now? Yep, they have to kill me now or deal with my creature. That'll do it too. I don't have a second creature to swing with. That doesn't do it. And I will... There's no counterspell to respect, so I'll just send this. Wow. Wow. Okay. I didn't think I was going to be able to come back from that, but... Yeah, like I said about the draw twos, if they don't have a bunch of draw twos, I don't believe on a 1-for-1 basis they're gonna out-poison me. It's just the draw twos that are a problem, right? If it's just pound for pound, one card at a time, it's kind of hard to kill me while also not dying yourself. So I'm gonna need black mana. Alright, just this deck again, show me. Untap red source? Because I don't want them to play a second one of these. This is always happening, right? Yeah. So what do I do here? I'm gonna play this. This allows me to actually, like, play creatures, which I think I want to be doing. Ah, my phone's going off. And they did have a second one. Of course they did. Whoop-de-doo. Of course they did. On the bright side, it doesn't really matter, but it's just funny. Of course they do. So I'm going to play Untapped Red Source here, I think. So I can leave up the... you know what? I'm not sold that what my opponent's doing is of any extreme concern to me, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play the tap land. I don't think I have to Surge. Like, the Blood Fountain picking up 2 Skyfishers is good, too, if my creatures die, and I'm not under, like, crazy pressure. Typhoid Rats was in one of my first decks ever. Although, I love this card. The old 1/1 Death Toucher. My opponent's reading my 2/3 rather intensely. It's just a 2/3. Doesn't do anything else. Don't you look at it. You swing with that rat. And then do nothing else. Go on. Come on. What are we doing? Okay. I don't know why this was so difficult, but they figured it out. I can just pick it up with the other Skyfisher. And then I can replay both. But if I do replay both, I'm not I don't want to bounce a land or a blood token, so I think I'm actually just going to leave up the blood token and the surge. It's pretty nice that these sort of completely nullify auras. There's a lot of pacify effects. Blue and white have a bunch. So that's pretty cool. And then I can sack them to the Edict removal spell as well. Okay, that's a little different. That's just a wee bit different. Can I sack a creature? I cannot sacrifice a creature, so... Alright. Because, you know, I got this. So I could, like, get that back or something. Alright. The death touching is actually kind of annoying here. Let's play this, pick up the swamp. And then play this and actually use a living weapon for something for once. Seems exciting. I don't believe I had to blood token immediately and like play the swamp or something like that. It is nice this comes with a creature. I'm not out racing my opponent at this point though, unfortunately. I do have Blood Fountain, so there is merit in just blocking with literally anything, right? And I have to. It's not like I'm dealing with these rats. They should swing with both of them. I did not lose life. Alright, that's a card, I guess. Savage Gorger is scary, though. Okay. Let us blood token away the mountain or the swamp. We don't need the mountain. Although I'd rather my opponent not know my hand, if I can help it. Okay, does that change anything? Not really. I will go ahead and not pay 2 life for no reason, and then just do that. Okay, so another removal spell. The Gorger is an issue. I am out of cards. Whoa, my opponent has way more cards than I thought. Alright, never mind. This is just a different beast entirely here. The old black-white Pauper pile. I love it. Pretty good opener, actually. 2 Charm Strays and an 80-card deck. Pretty solid. I will gladly take this trade. I'm surprised my opponent let me. I don't think they should have, actually. They might have wanted to just swing with this. Okay, well, that explains it. This is a God tier draw for a deck that has so few creatures. Or, so many cards, excuse me. I said the exact opposite of what I meant to say. I will pay 2 life here, because I really want to find a colored source, and it's going to be black. So, I don't really care anymore about all this, because I have Cranial Ram with Volt Scourge. It would be actually hilarious that my first loss, after, like, what, an hour and a half of playing, my first loss is an 80-card black-white deck. That would be really funny. Target player mills 2. You don't want to mill me when I have Blood Fountains. You probably want to mill yourself. Actually, you absolutely want to mill yourself. Okay, they do. They milled 2 lands, too! They were going to draw 2 lands in a row. Opponent is a genius. Opponent, you're a genius. Are they dead? Wait a minute. I have 2 of these now. I can equip both. Is my opponent just dead? No way. Okay, they're not dead. I just steal 19 life. Alright. For it was you that was in danger this whole time. I have no means to... I don't know what to do now, actually. Alright, they had 3 lands in a row. Oh, no, opponent! Why'd you swing all out? You could have blocked. I actually had no way to do anything about that. That's kind of unfortunate. Alright, I wanted to see where this would go. I probably would just swing into this, because I have, like, I'd go up to 40. Their Gorger would die, and I did draw another flyer that's immediately lethal, right? So I think I'm just going to win. But that that actually got kind of close. And for an 80 card random cards you own Pauper deck in black-white, I had my work cut out for me there. It's kind of funny. I'm beating all these like established things, and then that was like the scary thing. It's kind of funny. All right, well, we beat it. We did the thing with our cards. Okay, so I just played for as long as I did, well over an hour, and I did not lose a single game. I did not lose a single game. This never really felt like it was running out of cards. I felt like I had enough creatures to do everything I wanted to do. I had enough removal for everything that I needed to remove, and I had surprise finishers with Cranial Ram and like really anything. Even Inspector had chances to get through because I had just enough removal. But the fact that I never ran out of cards is insane. I never even felt like I was color screwed, like ever. That was also really good. And all the tap lands playing like, a lot slower because I'm sort of a turn off because I have to play tap lands. That did not feel like an issue ever. Maybe I could finagle. The one thing I might change, but again, I never lost. I don't know. Is this the perfect list? I really don't know. I don't want to touch it, but like maybe up a wellspring or down a wellspring and up another blood fountain, maybe something. Maybe the mix of these two is like the number of these is a little off. Maybe could go down a synthesizer. Although every time I played this, I was happy. There was no card I was super upset with really at all ever. Ever. And the white splash for Skyfisher is absolutely worth it. It's just a powerhouse of a card. Even if you didn't run Inspector, that like you're putting white in your deck for this, right? And the added benefit is you can also run more artifact lands, like a lot more, simply by adding one additional color. But you could run these anyways. You don't have to have the colors that these tap for. I think it just makes sense to obviously have something if you're going to run the color. You might as well find like the best thing to do in that color. So, and I think this is. So, yeah, this just bounces your entire deck, and basically every card is fine to bounce. Even bouncing itself or another copy of it or a creature that has a pacify under it, right? Just remove the pacify. Annihilating Glare is excellent. Voltic Surge is excellent. Tithing Blade, I don't really need to explain that one, but this one's just... I think this is played in normal Pauper, not just historic Pauper. I think this sees play in actual regular Pauper. Yeah, I mean, it's just super, super solid. There's no... I beat the widest range of opponents as well, like the Proliferate Poison Counter Control deck with a bunch of removal. I beat it. I beat a Storm Squirrel deck. I beat Green Beatdown. I even beat a green-white hexproof deck, or at least it looked like it was mono-green hexproof. Yeah, I think it might. They got like mana screwed, but if they stayed in the game, that might have been my only loss. My opponent could have very easily, out of nowhere, won that game. I think that was an early concession, but I did beat it technically, so... But yeah, the main thing is I never run out of cards, and I can vomit a lot of things into play pretty quickly, and all of those things are very scary on their own, and basically, you have so much value. Everything comes with a very scary effect, and it stays in play after, right? Like, this makes your opponent discard a card. I can bounce it, or pick it up with Blood Fountain from the graveyard. I can equip Cranial Ram onto it, or I can trade with a creature in play. My opponent can cast a removal spell on it. All of those things are 2-for-1s. Skyfisher is just emanates 2-for-1s, borderline 3-for-1s. This replaces itself, and if you ever pick it back up, 3-for-1. If it dies in combat or trades or eats a removal spell, the value is just, you're drowning in value, and that is very strong. Maybe the count of these is a little too high. Might want to go down to 2 of these. Might be the one thing, but it does come in untapped and helps you cast a fair amount of cards, like all of these, that. So a fair amount of cards actually matter with this. Oh, the equip cost on this as well, right? There was one game I actually cycled 2 of these, and that was actually pretty crucial, right? Instead of just playing them and thinning my land of a deck of a card. This was, I think, if you're gonna choose to deck thin with a card like this, it's better to cycle it than just, oh, let me get a basic out of my library. No, I think you should just cycle it for a chance at any kind of card. It can just be a basic anyways, but you're better off doing that. And there was a game where I cycled both that I drew of this, and that was actually crucial. I drew relevant things. So that's very powerful. You could make the argument that you go up to 4 of these, although I don't know. I don't know. I'm not touching the artifact lands. And the basics, you need at least one of each basic. And I probably would go down a mountain if I wanted another one of these. But that's, that's between the individual, what you think is best or whatnot. But I can see a total concession to, like, all right, all my red sources are basically tapped. I'm going to go down a mountain and then just have 4 of these. But then you have way less basic targets. So if you draw, like, all of these and run out of basics or something, this seems like a healthy amount. So there are definitely some number tweaks between these two cards and this. So that's up to the individual what you think is best. But this, again, I never lost a game. That's it. I played for like 90 minutes. I didn't play against anyone that took 30 minutes to win, so it wasn't like a third of my time was one game. And I just completely blasted everybody I played against the widest range of things. So I guess this is the best thing I've played in this format. And I'm surprised I've never seen anyone else play it. I don't think I've ever seen a Cranial Ram. Ever. I've seen Volt Scourge a couple times. But I've never seen this card. Maybe it's not on people's radar because they just don't envision MH3 when they think of like the Mardu artifact strategy or something. But this exists now. I've seen this, and this is MH3. So it's kind of surprising. It's even a living weapon. It comes as a creature and then can be another creature. Like, there was, I think, 1 or 2 games I actually did use the germ instead of just immediately equipping this, which, that's kind of nice. There was a couple of games where someone killed the germ, and in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to move this on a flyer anyways, so you killing the germ is just free value for days for me. Like, so yeah, just an excellent strategy. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.